Hello ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix here, on X for short, and welcome to another Let's Play. And I'm going to be doing two Let's Plays at a time here. I'd like to sort of alternate between two and not just have one going and nothing else on my channel. So I'd like to have varied content so it keeps things interesting, you know, not the same old every time. Despite the fact, obviously, Oblivion, every episode is going to be different in its own right. But still, I'd like to do two, and I've decided to do another PC game, which is Age of Empires 3, one of my most favourite PC games, if not my favourite. Classic that I've played for many years, and especially online, it is a lot of fun when you go against actual people and not the computer. However, I won't be doing that this time, but I will in the future probably be doing online battles that I have, which are probably going to be very, very long videos, but I definitely want to get back online on this game, and it would be nice to sort of record those matches while I do so. Whether I'll do live commentary while I'm playing or post commentary after I've completed, I'm not quite sure yet. It all depends on it all depends on how I'm feeling. I might alternate between the two, but I think live commentary will probably be a lot better because you get my live reactions. But I've decided to start with the Fire and Shadow campaign, which is actually from the Age of Empires 3 WarChiefs expansion pack or disc. And the reason I'm choosing that one is because I feel like the storyline from Age of Empires 3 has probably been done to death. But eventually, if people do enjoy this one, I do plan on doing the Asian Dynasties storylines after, from the Asian Dynasties expansion pack, which is another one for Age of Empires 3. I will then go and do the original storyline. But if people want to see that one first, or people do want to see me play the storyline, or the main campaign from Age of Empires Vanilla, Age of Empires 3, the vanilla game, then I certainly shall do so. But let's start with Fire and Shadow, and we have our opening cutscene. Now, I've already recorded this once, but I felt like doing this again because the audio was slightly off, and you could not see this mouse cursor thanks to Bandicam. So let's begin! At the dawn of the American Revolution, the Iroquois Confederacy faced its greatest challenge. Bonding, if you can actually see that. The reason for that is because I've downloaded an improvement mod, and the improvement mod basically changes a few things with the game, makes it a little bit more realistic, adds a few new extra units, and changes a few things like now you can actually build walls on the trade route, which you couldn't before. If anyone's played this before, you'll know that you can never build on the trade route, and that caused a lot of problems, but now you can. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use the mod online though, so that's going to be a bit irritating, but oh well, that's fine by me. Now this campaign is set, I believe, after the British have been defeated at Yorktown, but it's basically the Americans against the Iroquois, the Native Americans. It's during that period where they were sort of battling a lot. So let's continue. Let's begin the first opening cutscene. Act 1, Fire.
My father, Nathaniel Black, was a hero of the American Revolution who fought with the colonial army at Bunker Hill, Trenton, and
I don't want to see this.
Hold the line.
This disgusts me, seeing the redcoats being defeated. Yeah, okay, because I'm sure the American revolutionists were that good at aiming and killed redcoats like that. Yeah, sure thing, game. Sure thing. I really enjoy this music. It's like Native American music. It's really nice and peaceful. So, what tribe are we in at the moment? I believe we're in the Iroquois tribe. Or these are part of the Iroquois.
This is a white man's war. We must counsel the Seneca and the Mohawk to stay out of the fight.
Yes.
Uncle Kanyenke.
Then again, Kanyenke, let's face it, the Americans are coming after you after this battle anyway, because the Americans wanted the land for themselves. They were not willing to share, despite the fact that it was your land to begin with. But there you go, that's Americans for you. No offense to any Americans, but that always irritated me when I first learned that the Americans basically went and took the land from the Native Americans. British, Irish, and Scottish. You know, they moved over and colonized America, but it was already colonized by the Native Americans, and plus all of those people, British, Irish, and Scottish, basically went and said that they were Americans. They changed their nationality. So anyway, let us begin our first battle. So these are our heroes. These are our main
Talk later.
I'd say these are our main units, and these guys have quite a good amount of health, defense, and attack power, and we're going to be using them constantly throughout the main campaign. They're going to be one of the backbones to our military strength.
We should journey to the Oneida
Now,
Iroquois village.
the heroes, every hero has special attacks. During skirmish mode, you can't actually use these against any units on the field, but in campaign you can. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a shot that usually kills a single enemy in one shot, and then this one is a wide area effect, and Canyon K has a similar one which is one shot again, so we shall be using that. His one's also long range because obviously he's an archer, so that means we don't have to get too close to the enemy. Let's go and see the Iroquois, the what's this, the Oneida village? I can't pronounce
Greetings,
that.
Nathaniel.
Greetings.
We are being raided
Great
by
tribe
2
leader.
tribes across the river.
We're here to help if we can, Warchief.
We accept your help in our
We shall
battle.
help you. So obviously this is
Our people dance
what's
at
this?
the
Oh,
fire
okay,
pit
so
to
we're
invoke
taking over
power
this
for
village. This
our
is
tribe.
our village
The
now.
Mohawk Iroquois live to the northeast. The Seneca Iroquois live to the northwest.
Thank you for that,
Battles
Warchief.
between Iroquois
This guy's not going to
tribes
shut up,
are
is
often
he?
decided by a swift show of force. If we destroy one tribe's town center, the other tribe will stop fighting as well.
Okay then. So basically, as you can see there, our task is to... Yes, okay, you don't have to flicker. Okay, right, let's just stop that flickering. So our objective... we got a secondary objective? Gather 5 treasures and we get 250 XP. Okay, we can do that. Right, we're going to do that now. Go and get our 250 XP. And the reason for gathering XP
More
will
villagers have come
become...
to join us. We should put them to work gathering resources.
will become apparent. Actually, let's get these deers before they completely rot. Now, animals that you've killed, actually, we're going to take 4 of these guys, and we're going to stick them on the pit. When you kill an animal, slowly but surely, its meat content will drop naturally, as if it was decomposing, of course. So you sort of have to make sure that your villagers gather it while it's dead, and not have them like 50 different 50 single villagers take on a deer on their own, because they don't collect the meat quick enough. It's very inefficient. So we're collecting this because basically our experience points will give us home city cards. As you can see here, we've got 1 here, so we're going to choose 1, and we're going to go for the 4 settlers. And it also not only does that, but once we complete this mission, it will also give us experience towards our level. And once we level up, as you can see, here's our level here. We're level 10 at the moment, and we need 19,000 more XP to get to level 11, which obviously is quite a lot, but that is no surprise considering what's this do exactly? Powerful effect shot. Okay, and we'll use that one. Oh, that did nothing. There we go. Nah, those bears were no match for us. But when we level up, we get to choose a home card, which is, wow, our enemies are everywhere at the moment. They're all hiding out in our forests. What do you guys think you're doing? Hide down in our forests? No. Once we level up to level 11, we get to choose a new home card, and these are basically our home cards. When you select one, as you can see here, when you have one of these, once you've gathered enough experience, you select it, and then it basically, your home city sends it to you. And there are a lot of very effective cards that can turn the tides of battle in this game. So we're going to be working towards getting enough experience to level up. I think I'm going to get 4 more villagers to work on food, and then we'll start working on training some military units to go and take out the enemy. Now I'm going to go and attack this one, because these guys only have a war hut, whereas these guys have a corral and a war hut, which means they'll be building horses as well as infantry. And the reason for that is I'm going for the red guys, which are the Seneca. I'm going for them because they don't build any horses, and I want to build archers because they're the cheapest and most effective unit at the moment for me in the age I'm at, which is age 2. So we're going to be getting these guys because they're cheap to make, cheap to build, and we can get quite a lot of them. Let's just take this guy out like this. Take that, you damn...
We'll have to decide
You
how
damn
many of our
commie.
villagers should be dancing,
Actually,
and how many should be gathering and building.
okay, thank you, Nathaniel. I really don't need to know that. But obviously, as you can probably gather, this is gather. They're gathering. It was ironic. Okay, at least I thought it was funny. But I've actually completely lost what I was going to say there. What was I going to say? Oh yes, as you could probably gather, this is obviously the tutorial mission. This is the first mission on the expansion pack, which I find kind of odd because you have to have the vanilla game to install this and play it. So I don't understand why Ensemble did that, like made you do another tutorial story mission since you'd already had played Age of Empires 3. Well, I'd expect anyone who had this to have played the main campaign in Age of Empires 3, so they probably knew how to play. Yes, although there are a few new features, so I can understand that, but whatever happened to reading manuals? Whatever happened to just reading game manuals to learn how to play the game? Like, I really hate my game, I really hate my game, like the main game being interrupted by bloody tutorials. Like, I don't need them, that's what the manual's there for. Now, what I just selected there, which you just missed, is basically an upgrade for all of these guys. They're going to have a little bit more damage attack now, or a better ranged attack. I see our American musketeers have made it. Let's send them over here. I'll do it. But yes, the difference between the European civilizations, which are the ones that you play on the vanilla game, you can also play them on this online on skirmishes. I do believe we might take them over during the main campaign as well. You might get to play them, but I do believe it's really just heavily centers around the European, the Native Americans and the Americans. But the Europeans don't have these, and they're sort of like extra upgrades for your tribe and your units. And they each cost a bit of food, or a bit of gold, or a bit of wood. And as you can see here, this one gives us 5 tomahawks. Then we have this one gives us 500 wood for every 10 minutes, up to 30 minutes of the game time. So they're very handy, and I believe that's to sort of balance out sorry, miles away, just building my Aeoners, which are bowmen, but that's probably to balance the Native Americans out with the European countries, because obviously the European countries have some what's going on here? Oh, Tomahawk, no, oh, he died, oh well, shame. But it gives the Europeans have a few advantages over the Native Americans in terms of units and upgrades, so I believe that's just to balance it out, so that one civilization is clearly not overpowered over another.
Town centers.
Yes, Nathaniel, I do know that. You do not have to continue to remind me. Now, when I was playing this earlier, he was not so annoying. That he wasn't bothering me at all. He was just letting me do my thing. But apparently this time he's decided, right, you've decided to redo this, so I'm going to bother you. Right, so we're going to go and get 50 of these guys before we go and attack. We want to make sure we have good numbers. So how many have we got right now? We've got 34, so I don't need that one. Now the fire pit, I might as well, I'll talk about the fire pit while we're waiting to gather some more food.
On one tribe,
okay.
While defending our own village.
Thank you. Thank you, War Chief. You don't have to constantly tell me these very clear things, Captain Obvious. But the fire pit, this is one of the advantages that the Native Americans have. You can put up to, if I'm not mistaken, 25 gatherers or villagers onto this, and it gives you certain advantages. So as you can see here at the moment, I've got them doing the fertility dance, is it? Or the... I'm not quite sure what this is called. But yes, fertility dance. So this makes our unit production quicker, so by 81%. So our unit, when I click on this, he's producing a lot faster than he would have if they weren't doing this, or if the fire pit didn't exist. We've also got ones that build travois. Travois are basically like these guys, but they can build war huts, buildings like the war hut, corral, or houses, and a few other ones, I believe. Then you've got ones that give you experience. You've got another one that gives you, what's this? WarChiefs hit points. So that heals him. And you've got one that healers. This one's probably one of the most important ones. This one increases the damage your units do. So that's going to be a very important one when we actually get to the battle. This one spawns healers. So what does this one do? This one, alarm dance to spawn warrior units over time. So that's if you don't have enough resources and the enemy are attacking you, you can use this to spawn warriors, or to spawn warriors for free basically while you gather units. And this one increases your population, which in the end game would be quite good, I can imagine. However, considering I have the improvement mod, we don't need to worry about that. I can't build outposts. So why does it give me an outpost card if I can't build them? Now the reason I can't build outposts at the moment is just because at this point in the game I just can't build them due to the storyline, I believe, due to the campaign. But we're not going to worry about that. So let's build... How many do we need to build? We've got 36, so that'd be 46. So we need to build 4 more. And then we will have enough units to go and attack the Seneca. These guys aren't going to take too long to spawn. Right, so let's send all of our villagers over to the fire pit. Actually, not. Let's see how many are already on there. We have 8 already on there. So what will this take us up to? Because we only have a limit of 25. So that will bring us up to 20. So if we, there you go, and you guys can just chop wood for some reason. So now look at that. We have 264% increased production for our units. So if I just click here, look how quickly he's producing now. That is a lot quicker. And if you imagine all of the other improvements to speed up unit production, you can imagine how quickly you'd be producing units with the Iroquois and their fire pit. I do believe all of the Native Americans have fire pits, if I'm not mistaken. So that's one of the advantages they were given over...
We should bring plenty of cavalry when we attack the Seneca.
We're not going to bring cavalry, we're going to bring archers. And the reason for that is because the Seneca don't really have a lot of cavalry with them. Or unless Nathaniel was telling us to do that to go against these infantry units. But the Ayena bowmen here are going to do just as good a job as the cavalry would do. So no need to worry there. Now, as a tutorial, as a startup mission, a tutorial mission, whatever you'd like to call it, we don't have to worry too much about the enemy's military strength because they don't really have that strong of a military. So we're going to be able to complete the task we've been given very quickly and efficiently, especially since we have so many units and we're using the warrior dance at the moment. So let's go and take out these guys so that our archers aren't inhibited, is that the word I'm looking for? Or are killed while they're taking out that building? I'm not quite sure. And we're going to go and take out these villagers so that they can't get any more resources, because obviously villagers are the lifeblood of any civilization in this game. They're the ones that collect all the resources and allow you to build units. They build buildings for you. They're your lifeblood. There are a few civilizations that don't have to worry too much in terms of building making, like the Russians. I believe the Russian units can actually build, their military units can build military buildings, so you don't have to worry too much with the Russians, but they still need the villagers to collect the resources, of course. So if you take out the enemy's villagers, they won't have any resources and they won't be able to build any military units, and building those villagers back can be a real bugger. That can take some time. If you lose 50% of your villagers, that can take some time. Unless you're the British, because the British can use their houses or their manors that give them population to also build, especially in the end game, or getting close to the end game when it's just battling. Because you can just spam lots of villagers and you can build lots of mills and plantations and you will be gathering resources like crazy. That's why the British are like the best at resource gathering, in my opinion. And oh no, the village has been attacked.
What has happened here?
While they were away. Look at that complete
They took
devastation.
Where is my mother?
Where is my mother? Okay, so to me, everyone, that is an iconic line for Age of Empires, the "Where is my mother" line, because when you play online on the WarChiefs expansion pack, there are certain taunts you can use against the enemy or to your allies. So you can put like taunt 1 in and it goes like, "Give me food and give me gold." But there's also some funny ones like, "Where is my mother?" And I was playing an online game once and we all spammed that, and it just became one of those iconic sort of lines, you know, like from a film or something. When you hear it, it's just like, it's like the iconic moment and it makes you laugh and such. But we're going to choose some cards now. So we didn't level up, sadly. We didn't get enough XP, but whilst we're doing the rest of the campaign, we'll get a lot more experience points anyway. But we can choose a few new cards. So obviously, as I showed you on the tutorial mission there, how the cards work, we're going to go and choose some extra ones to add to those. So we're going to get advanced training, which basically gives our heroes more hit points and attack points. And the reason for that is, as I said, the heroes are one of your strongest units, and you're going to have to use them when it comes to tasks. Certain tasks in the main campaign, you have to have your hero present to complete them. So they're very important. Obviously, the campaign is centered around them anyway. We're also going to get infantry attack increased and hit points increased, because I'm going to be using a lot of infantry. Infantry are probably... They're not cannon fodder to say, but they're the unit I'll probably be using most. I find that they are the ones that end up being built the most with me anyway. I do like cavalry, and I do like the artillery, but the infantry are sort of like the main meat of the army, in my opinion, in most of the armies you build in this game. We're also going to get fencing school, and we're going to get riding school. Both of these, basically, this one makes infantry train faster, and this makes cavalry train faster. So very important, especially with those fire pits. You can imagine minus 40% in terms of training points, and you can imagine how quickly they train along with that fire pit and the fertility dance. At 286%, I believe it was, plus another 40% on top, they're going to train very quickly. Now here we have the manufacturing plant, and all of these are basically all of these cards are for resource gathering that makes it quicker or cheaper and such. So as you can see, the sawmills, villagers gather all wood faster, so we're going to get that one. This one allows them to gather gold from mines faster, and I'm sure you saw a few mines, but I'll make sure to show you them. I'm sure we'll definitely see them anyway during the campaign, so they'll be obvious when we see them. We're going to get villagers gather... I'm not quite sure if I want to get that one actually, but I am going to get this one. This allows villagers to gather from hunted animals, berries, and cherry orchard faster, which during that tutorial mission we were using the berry bushes a lot. And we've got one more. That one allows villagers to build buildings faster. I think I'm going to get that one actually, because that means we'll be able to get our buildings up quicker. If we do get the ability to build walls eventually, then at least we can get them up quicker, and the enemy won't be able to get into our base. Yes, because obviously building buildings is very crucial in the game, I'm sure it's obvious, and building them as quick as possible is very helpful. Now you can also customize your town here. So we have our town. Doesn't look like we can customize this one. I'm not quite sure if we'll actually get to during the main campaign, but on skirmish mode or online you get to basically customize it, so you can add like extra people. So like you have the prostitute and the thug here, you can add them, you can add Jack the Ripper on the British one, and you can add like cannons and flags of your country and such. It's just a little nicety. It's nothing important. It doesn't change the aspect of the gameplay. It just makes it look nice. And when you go and choose your cards during a mission, you also get to see your town centre and all of the added features. So it's a little nicety. But anyway, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Let's Play Age of Empires 3 WarChiefs expansion pack. I hope you'll all enjoy this Let's Play, this new Let's Play that I'm going to be doing alongside Oblivion. So I might perhaps alter between the two. So today's Age of Empires, Friday will be Oblivion, Monday Age of Empires, Wednesday Oblivion, etc, etc. And I'm also going to be trying to upload 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I'm going to try and set that in stone and have that as my upload schedule, so you guys know when I'm uploading. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this part 1 of this Let's Play, and I look forward to seeing you again. So take care, have a great day, week, weekend, whatever time of year it is for you whenever you watch this, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Until then, goodbye and take care, everyone.